Hi everyone, happy Wednesday to us all. We are joining you again, like every Wednesday, and we are joining you with Martina, who's joining me in a little moment. Today we are going to talk about how to have more time, gain more time every day. And we are very, very glad to be doing this and doing this subject. You have inspired us yet again, and so we are picking up this subject as the one that I think is quite interesting for all of us. What do you think? So we are going to start in a little moment. In the meantime, please let us know where you are joining us from. I can see Clarka is joining us. Martina is here also. So I am joining Martina. What inspired you to be with us? Where you're joining from? And how is your day? Lenka, hi to Brno, Czech Republic. Mishko, hello. Martinka, hi. Nice to have you here with us.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So briefly, let's introduce, for those of you who are joining us every moment, literally we've got little pictures popping up with you. So hello and welcome everyone. Today we are talking about how to have more time every day, subject that I believe that is useful for all of us, because if you're anything like us, you're also juggling a lot of things in your life, including work and housework and children and exercise and shopping and lots of other things that come in a way, because life is often not straightforward. So Martinka, how is your day? How are you?
I'm good. I'm all pumped up. I went to gym about 9 o'clock in the morning. So it's really good because normally I was exercising in the evening, but I done it first thing in the morning. Well, not first thing in the morning, but 9 o'clock. And I think when you do exercise in the morning, you got that power and energy throughout the day to continue with you. So yes, so far so good. Still plenty to do, like you said. Wish like the day
Yeah.
like 60 hours, not 24.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
hi everybody. I just say again what we are talking about today. We are giving you 8 tips. We will start in a little moment about how to gain more time every day. So Martina, let's introduce ourselves for those of you who don't know us yet.
thank you. So my name is Martina Stewart. I living in the UK and someone is knocking on my door. So I'm gonna open the door and you can introduce yourself. Sorry.
Okay, I can just talk about you. Oh, she's not here. This is live, guys. We are broadcasting from our home, so things like this happen. The postman arrived, the cat is having a snooze in the background. All of this is happening because this is live. We are not editing it. For those of you who are watching us from replay, please, later on today, please, say #replay. And I would like to welcome all of you. By the time Martina will come back, I will very briefly introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lucia Hoxe. I'm a lifestyle coach and yoga teacher, and I'm supporting women all over the world to live the life they love. So it doesn't sound that fluffy. Basically, I am supporting them in what is the most important to them in life. Even today, I already have a free phone calls with my clients, and those of you who are in a section of life where you feel that something like this would be very beneficial for you. And I've got a lot of women who are saying to me, Lucia, I'm on a crossroads of my life. I feel like something is happening in my life. I even feel that it's coming to me, but I'm looking for that direction, for the clarity, for the confidence to take that next step. So I'm that person who is kind of like generating that kind of lasting something that is going to take you through life in much more to live the life with much more ease, with much more flow, in line with who you truly are and what is your soul about. So that was a little bit introduction from my side. And Martinka, who are you?
So out of breath. Who am I? I'm living in the UK for 20 years and I've got 2 beautiful children and really, really love talking about and introducing people to a healthier lifestyle. I really love veganism And yeah, I created a group which is on a Facebook, and we are sharing lovely recipes there, how to gain more energy. Because everyone, you know, when I'm talking to people and they say, do you know what? And it's not every day I'm getting lovely messages, but when you do get a lovely message, like, do you know what? I listen to you, you're inspiring me. I try veganism. And the only, not only thing, but one of the things I think when people see the difference is when they're gaining the energy. So it's really, really lovely. And yeah, I'm sharing online, offline, love it. If you would like to, guys, let me know, and I'm going to leave the links for the vegan group underneath this broadcast, so you can get inside and have a little peek. So
Have a little peek.
that's a peek.
And if you want to continue being inspired, basically Martina is feeding you, showing you how to feed yourself from within, from inside, like your tummy and that. And if you want to be fed and your soul to be fed, I will also send a little link for my Facebook page, which called Love the Life You Live, or Live the Life You Love. And the same name is going to be actually group program for women, which we are launching very soon. So you know, maybe it's too early to talk about it, but because so many of you are reaching out to me and I only have 24 hours in a day, I decided to launch this program earlier, so you can be part of it for those of you who are ready. So let me know if you want to know the details. Let's start with our subject and let's talk about the time. So Martinka, tell me, how, first of all, like, how do you have it? Like, you're a mom of 2 kids, you are a businesswoman, you know, you've got a husband and a household, and you travel in between 2 countries. How do you do it?
Superwoman, like all women are, isn't it? I don't know. Do you know what? You do have to prioritize what you want to do in a day, what needs to be done. And I don't know how many girls from Slovakia has got it, but we are brought up to have like everything put away nice and clean. Yeah. So for example, loads of girls, maybe not everyone, some girls like to relax when everything is done in a house. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's got so much things to do, kids crying, whatever, but she wants to do it everything, tidy up the house, whatever, and then she's satisfied. I had that issue earlier on in my life when I got married and have a small children, but later on it has changed. You know, so if the house is not spot on or how I want it to be, that's it, whatever. You know, I am not stressing myself anymore that it needs to be 100%. So I eased on that bit, and I'm choosing to do different stuff in my life. So I don't know how many of girls, you know, got it, or if they still.
Let us know, girls, if you have a similar experience. Yeah. I hear, I'm not mom myself yet, but I hear a lot of girls saying to me, you know, Luz, I either spend a quality time with my kids or I have a spotless house. Choose, you know? And unless you have a, you know, cleaner there and, you know, maybe 24/7 cleaner, or at least 12-hour cleaner, that's the way you rock and roll. And it's really, I think it always is about balance, isn't it? So let's go and talk specifically. We promised, guys, we will share with you 8 useful tips on how to deal with, you know, how to gain more time in your life. And maybe this first little tip that we are going to talk about is at the times of sheer overwhelm. I don't know if you, I'm sure you've been in a situation where you just felt this, my God, I don't even know what to do first. Like, everything is falling down on me. I need to pay my checks. I need to go to post office. I need to dress up kids that are like kicking and screaming, and the house is a mess. And I just came back from holidays. I didn't even unpack my boxes. I just moved the house. You know, like, sometimes it's just like, my God, like, give me a break. And I'm tired. You know, you've got all these things to do and you're like exhausted. You're like, even if everything is done, like, I just can't sleep for a month.
Yeah.
So
but don't you can... what I do, if I know I've got like so many things to do, I just take it, like you said, deep breath or whatever, and I organize in my head what needs to be done, what can be done later, whatever. And then, you know, I'll do this, then I'll do that. You know, I can put that in between. So I organize that, you know, and then it just feels much more easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go step by step. So first
Mm.
tip we have for you guys is a take a deep breath.
And
Okay.
share
So
with us
that's
as well.
literally, huh?
I said, please share with us their tips, you know.
Share with us your tips, because we are giving you some tips, but I'm sure that you can give us loads as well. But you know, first tip we are suggesting is take a deep breath. So what it means is that, you know, really is about, you know, when you are in that space of overwhelm and you don't know what to do first, it really is important just to take a step back and just to clear your mind. I love when I was doing leadership, one of the leadership programs, and I was like I was leading a team, and you know, for Slovakia, Czech Republic, and Central Europe, we had like big translation team, and it was like I had so much on, and I was doing this as a voluntary thing. Crazy woman. And I remember like I was crying. I was like so exhausted. And when I asked one of the wise ladies, she said, you know, I said, what do you do? Like, how do you manage all this? And she said, when I feel the busiest ever, you know, I iron my shirt. I was like, you're having a laugh, right? And she's like, no, I iron my shirt. And it's like, what do you mean? Well, you know, you just do the simplest thing ever, and you do it like, or take a sip of, you know, water, but really being present to how you're like swallowing, how you're taking a sip. And this is exactly it. Take a deep breath, distance yourself from it, because when we are in it, we are in a chaos, we are in a panic, we don't know what to do. Tiredness makes us feel even more anxious about it, and then we end up doing nothing, like nothing, not even ironing the shirt, you know, or having a glass of
You know, but
water,
you
sip
do
of water.
have the days sometimes, and you know, give me thumbs up, girl. Some days it's like everything is going how you want, you know, by like you should be, and you do so much, and you're so pleased with yourself. Another day, and you know how he says, when it shits, it shits. So if every one thing goes wrong, other things go wrong. Or end of the day, you say, I just done nothing in my day. I was so
Please
busy.
give us a thumbs up, otherwise I will be feeling like I'm totally
No.
alone.
That does happen. Sometimes, you know, we've got days like these, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, it is absolutely fine. And we swing, you know, we have hormones, you know, so but the first one, please, 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 please don't go into this anxiety, because it has a tendency to get worse and to go, you know, go into even more drama. So take a deep breath is the very first step in calming yourself down. I always say meditation, like regular meditations and yoga, always helps with these situations.
Also,
Deep breath.
we also got one comment from Katrina. She said,
Oh yeah.
I'll sit down, I'll close my eyes, and I do meditation from 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm concentrating on the breathing. So exactly, you just will calm yourself down, put yourself in a different energy, and then it's going to be much more easier. Also,
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
another comment from, let me read that made me a little giggle. We don't have kids, but German Shepherd in a house, and I cannot relax until the house is clean. But I got quick solution, cordless Dyson.
Brilliant.
Is that the one thing what goes in a house? Like a little robot.
Oh yeah,
Is
yeah, yeah.
that what
It's
she
the little
means? I
Hoover
love
thing,
it.
isn't it?
You know, it's just
You
traveling
just
on the
let it
floor.
go, and
Yeah, and it goes around the floor.
definitely good idea. Like, I love technology. It's not like I'm tech geek or anything like that, but anything that saves my time, like that. I'm always on a lookout, and very creative all the time, because I've got so many projects and I'm taking on more stuff all the time. And you know, existing stuff is expanding, so I need to be always on the lookout for things that saves my time. That's how I actually wrote this article. It started as an article, guys. If you want to get this, what we are broadcasting as an article, please send me a personal message, or I will send you a link where you can subscribe into my newsletters. Uh, that's how I always have to be very creative about finding more time, like pockets of time. So
You know what I
tip
love?
number,
I'm just gonna say one more thing.
yeah.
I love sound of Hoover, but I'm not hoovering.
Yeah, but Dyson, this Dyson little robot, it doesn't even make the Hoover sound.
No,
But
it
I know what you
doesn't.
mean.
No, it doesn't. But I haven't got that yet. I've got my two technologies back home, and I say, do your
Yeah, and
like,
girls, you know what? Like another thing is like if you're stay-at-home moms and you're just starting your business or you just want to have a time to relax. I mean, if you can, if it's only a little bit financially possible for you, hire the cleaner. They are actually so affordable. Like I wouldn't be without them now. I mean, they do fantastic job. Even if they like properly clean the house like once a week, even that is going to save, probably like 3-4 hours of your time. And this lady is so clever, she will do it in 1 hour and you pay 20 quid or something. So you really consider, because I always thought only rich people can hire the cleaners. It's no longer the case, like, it's totally affordable and it gives you so much more space and peace of mind and time. I mean, of course, you still have to wash the dishes or do the dishwasher, but it's even once a week when someone cleans and properly, it's already a better thing.
got
Yeah.
got one more message from Monica. She said, "Hi, ladies. When I'm the busiest, I create another project for myself. It helps me to get my mind off the previous stress. Thank God I can deliver the best when I'm under the most pressure, and then I'm happy." See, do you think loads of people create, performing better under the stress, or it just depends?
Yes and no. I mean,
Mm.
I believe we've got so-called healthy stress, which I wouldn't even call stress. It's like motivation and I don't like to use those words, you see.
Not pressure, isn't it?
Uh,
You don't want,
yeah, I didn't want to say pressure, but you know what I mean. It's
yeah,
like being motivated, like getting the shit done. Like for example, I really like when I don't even have like official deadline or something, but I know my husband is coming at 6 o'clock. So I'm like shopping, I'm like really efficient because I know I have like another 25 minutes. And in 25 minutes, I deal with like lots of emails or whatever I'm dealing with in this moment. And I like that.
mm,
And it is, I find it's like healthy stress or healthy productivity. Then it's something that is unhealthy stress, which I call, and I think it's unhealthy when it's ties your arms, when it's like it's like anxiety based,
yeah,
and in that moment you don't feel creative, you don't feel productive, you feel panicky, and um, yeah, I mean, you will know the distinction between two.
yeah,
But the healthy stress, yes, sometimes we subconsciously create that for ourselves, like how you don't study for the exams because you have like 2 months and it's far too easy. No, you do it in the last 3 days, or just when it's really burning under your bum.
yeah. Also, one thing
But
is when I was talking to my brother, he said when people needs to do something very the things has to be done and they don't want to do it, they always find something else to do it just to be seeing they are busy, so they don't feel guilty to themselves. I'm doing something, but I should really be doing something, what needs to be done. So
often my clients, especially those who are like launching their businesses, like there are often tasks that we do that are like scary or challenging or out of the comfort zone,
yeah,
especially when you're doing some new project. And they said to me, oh, but I'm so busy all the time and things are not moving. And I was like, well, it's even in my business or my life, when I started focusing on things that have been actually giving me results, because it's no point for you to be busy 24/7 and sleeping 4 hours in a day when you're not causing the results, when you're not creating the results, whether it's new clients or when you're building a house. If you're still like just spending a time like cleaning and fluffing about the dust that is keeps on being created in a house that is being built, you're not building new floors. It's not, you don't see any fruit like coming from your effort, and that is really hard psychologically as well, because then you're dealing with the fact, I'm so tired, I'm so busy, and I can see nothing behind me. So the focus and investment of your time, looking at like where you do actually spend your time, is that thing where I'm spending my time really important for me? Can I delegate it to someone else? We are going to come to it as well. But like really look authentically, where do you spend your time? And if it's really it's no problem to be on Facebook, even like fluffing about for half hour, as long as you're conscious that this is my chosen way of relaxing or unwinding. No problem. I have no troubles from people like watching the movies and stuff. I do it. I can offload on it. But as long as you're conscious, as long as you're not doing it for hours wondering why you don't have a time for your kids.
Which easily can be done, isn't it, at Facebook? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think scrolling through the Facebook is the fastest passing time ever. You always say, 10 minutes. You look at it, 40 minutes. Okay. So number 2, you said make a list and get out of the head.
Yeah.
Did we cover some of that or not yet?
Say it again.
Have we covered on that topic?
Yes and no. So what I'm going to explain what I mean by it is that just get on with it. Just do it, Nike thing. Get out of your head. I love my husband dearly, but one thing that drives me crazy is that I'm someone who makes the list and I'm going like a tank, like a machine. It's very masculine energy actually. But I like that. I've got I some of the days I've got like get the shit done day. And I'm just going like like, and I like it because
ticking.
Tick, 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 tick. There are some, not every day is the same, but I've got these days and I feel so good. But my husband, like he was resisting even me doing a list for him when yesterday I was flying from London. But then he said, okay, just put it next to my bed. I will look at it from time to time. And but he wouldn't, like he was like thinking about it and thinking some more and thinking some more, and then he's got another tea and he's thinking some more, and by that time I'm like, just fucking do it, just even start. I'm like so impatient because me being a tank, you can imagine, I get frustrated. But like it is very powerful. I mean, there are times for rest, but there are times when you need to get almost like a little bit like healthy angry with yourself, and those things you've been procrastinating for a half year, when you have that done, guys, is like you restore the integrity with yourself, which means that you get the power back. Those things you've been promising to yourself and you've been failing yourself to complete, when you complete them, you will get this brand new strength and surge of energy, and this is because you are back in integrity. So I would say make a list and get out of your head part. That second part is about, don't think about how and what if and what will happen, and if I send that email, will they reply, and is it good enough? Just do it. Even if it's like you make a little mistakes or so, well, so what? At least you got it out of the way and you took an action.
But then in the end of the day, we are learning from our mistakes, so
We are all the time.
Yeah. So number 3, cross something off.
Yep. And I don't mean what with this like cross it off, like meaning because it's done, but like take it off your list completely. And I promise you guys, we all, including me, I'm paying so much attention to it now. We have a lot of things on our list that we can either cross completely, like it doesn't make sense to do it anymore because it's the different situation. You got a different priorities, or it's a different day. You don't have to do it. Or what I do, I've got another list, which is kind of like general to-do list, one day, someday type of thing. But it's not urgent, it's not important, not for now. It's kind of like maybe it will be good to do someday, but it's not crucial for me in this moment. Okay, so I've got another, I just shifted to this thing. So I've got a peace of mind so I can come back to it if one day I fancy it. Most of the time I don't, because there are always more urgent and priorities like coming through. But you know, at least I have it somewhere. That's my tip, little one.
Yeah. So, because I don't really have a to-do list as such. You know, I've got some things, but I know when I met you, you are so organized, and you know, you've got time slot when you're doing things, who you're seeing, and stuff like that. So you are like a calendar.
Yes and no. I used to be more.
Yeah.
I used to be. I'm very well. I used to have scheduled, I promise you guys, every 15 minutes of my day, and that was like a bit OCD. It was, I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Like literally, I was scheduling sleep, scheduling lunch, scheduling everything. Now I don't. I still schedule a lot of things, like appointments with my clients, my discovery calls, my meetings, of course, that needs a travel time around it, flights and so on. But I have a nice way how I block the time for like general time. For either when I feel creative, I do creative things. When I feel rest, I have a sleep during the day. You know, don't tell anyone. It really is about having a balance between being organized and giving yourself enough space to to do what your soul is guiding you to do. And sometimes it's housework, sometimes, you know, whatever. And sometimes I've got 2 minutes to fit something in, so I'm thinking, what can I do in 2 minutes?
Have a coffee. Listen, so do you think like people who are not organized at all in their lives, can that be changed? Or do you think if people, is it something always in the head, isn't it? If I want to get organized, it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. I think it's healthy. Now, not everybody's got, you know, like there are some people who don't need a diary. My husband doesn't have a diary. And he always remembers when to pay the insurance for the car and things like that. Sometimes he misses it. I personally think it's better to be organized. You know why? Because you don't have to store everything in your head.
I couldn't store everything in my head anyway.
You know, because I know a lot of people who can't sleep because they're thinking, did I forgot anything? Did I, you know, is there anything else? Like, did I forgot to do something, or you know? And I just, you know, I put everything down and I sleep like a baby, you know, like actually better than baby because babies wake up at night. But you know, I sleep very well because I know that next day, yes, is another busy day, challenging day, but you know, it's like for me, it's normal. And it took me actually a long time to find a way how to have a balance in that and my personal life and rest, and it's ongoing. Every day I create it.
So how is it with you guys? You know, do you organize yourselves? Do you have a diaries? Do you have to write everything down? I'm sure loads of girls do have to because we're multitasking and we could not store everything in our heads.
Do you have a shopping list?
No.
I have a shopping list. Every time something is missing in my fridge, I put it down so I don't have to.
No. So you are so organized. I used to did that. It was like I think kids were smaller, I wrote what I want to cook that week. So 5, 6 dishes. I found it in a recipe, what it needs to be, what kind of ingredients, what I've got. I wrote it down. And do you know what? I've done it for a couple of months and I didn't stress what I'm going to cook because I knew
Mm,
what I'm going
mm,
to cook that day and I knew that I've got all the ingredients.
mm.
But now it's like,
It's
what do
really,
I, yeah. But now it's like, what do
it's
I
about
find
making your
today?
life easy, I find. Guys, I've got a really good app. If you want, just let me know. Or I can just put it down here. It's a shopping app. It's on your iPhone. It's probably on any other phone. I can share that app. It's so great. Like, it's easy. You just
So
put
what
it
is it
down
does?
every,
Come on, tell us. What does it do?
huh?
What does it do?
Nothing. You just write it down. It's like shopping
Oh,
app.
okay.
And you can write there are some shopping things, some things we shop, we buy on regular basis, like every week, like milk, bread.
Yeah.
Well, you maybe don't need bread, but like certain things that um we do on regular basis. And you can create the list so you don't have to recreate it, and then you're just adding on the top of it. It's really good, and it's free, so I can post it down. It's just little things, like anything what makes your life easier.
Yeah.
Maybe even having that, like, dedicate for a week or for a couple of weeks, ladies, like maybe just dedicate your time to thinking about, okay, this week I'm going to focus on being on the lookout what can make my life easier, and start writing it down, or things will start coming up to you. I'm always on the lookout for this, and it's not like it's my only focus, but
Yeah.
I'm open.
I love slow cookers. That
Mm,
really saves my time. Um,
great.
yeah. So Yarka wrote, no, I don't plan as nothing goes by plan. That could be 50-50. If you do, yeah, that can be discussion on that, Yarka. Katrina wrote, half and half, but as soon as I am too organized, I feel spontaneous. Me is gone and I panic. And I become disorganized again. I feel like life is too boring if I am too organized. I miss the surprise. Hold
Mm,
on, see more. I see the surprise. Smiley face.
mm. That's why I starting not organizing myself. So that's why I found this. I think after years and years, only recently I found that beautiful balance. Well, it's ongoing, but it's so much better now that I have that. Uh, yeah, I allow that those surprises happen to you. And in terms of planning, Yarka said, I'm not planning anything because nothing ever goes to plan. That's all true. I can testify for that. Like, even in just like last week of my life, or last 2 weeks, everything went tits up, like whatever I planned. But that's why I think it's healthy to plan, but it's very important at the same time. With the same breath, I say it's important to be flexible about a plan. So when something doesn't go to plan, it's almost like, how you've got how it's called, when you're driving and you've got your navigation system. So in my car we have the inbuilt navigation system, and of course when I miss the turn, I go straight. It just
Yeah,
re-navigates
yeah, yeah.
you, right? It gives you that blue little thing that it always redirects you, and it's almost like that. We It's healthy to be that way, that when something doesn't go to our plan number A, we very quickly we just go, okay, that's life, no drama, no anger, no,
So we need to
whatever.
learn how we're gonna get that kind of,
Redirect.
yeah, and how we're
Hmm.
gonna respond that it didn't go to our plan, not to get stressed
Yeah.
and mm,
And if we keep our vibration high, um, that have like positive high, whatever you want to call it, is much easier to take it more lightly and go, okay, well, we just change the and it happens very creative, very naturally, and it's like, oh, actually this works even better. Then you will see the benefits of it.
Monica wrote, never write
Yeah.
anything down. Do things as they come and prioritize as it's needed. I can do so many things still, but I do forget my shopping list all the time. I never had a diary and never missed a deadline. but I forget names.
We all forget names. I think I called
Especially when you
someone.
say it like 3 times in your head.
I think Marina, who is watching, I called her Susanna today. I was like, oh God, you know. But you know, this is when you're juggling, and when you know, sometimes these things happen when you're not like fully present. So you know, I've got loads to learn myself. Let's go further. Number 4, Machi.
Number 4, combine efforts.
Gold dust. Okay, shall I say a little bit about this?
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example now. When I have my I often have a lot of calls. I'm speaking to a lot of people every day, and I've got like clients and discovery calls and so on. And what is helping me a lot in my life and in my business is when and please use it to whatever applies to you. When you have a meetings, for example, it's very useful to, pardon me, to combine the tasks so it makes a logistical sense. So for example, if I'm meeting someone at Oxford Circus, you know, next appointment I try to have next door or close by, or at least on the same, you know, tube line. If I'm having a, you know, call with a client, it works for me if I have one at 11 o'clock, which is finishing at 11:45, and another one 5 minutes later, just to give me that leeway, or 15 minutes later to wrap up, to finish my previous call, and then have another one straight after, rather than 2-3 hours later. Because, you know, I can just have 2 calls one after another, and then I can have 2-3 hours for whatever, you know, go to insurance company or something. So try to, like, logistically, this is why planning is so important. I don't know what I would do
I agree
without
on
it.
that. You know, that would really save people time and energy and everything to get organized on that kind of thing. That's like logic, how you said it.
Yeah. So please steal it, whatever works for you from these tips, guys. Think about, you know, I suppose, what can I do in my life? So for example, girls, if you are picking up the kids from school, like, what is on the way? And you're probably doing it already, right? Some of it, but because otherwise probably you wouldn't even survive, you got so much on. But you know, think, what more can I do to cluster, you know, things in a bigger bundles, so maybe I, for example, prepare to have a one busy day. Like today is my Wednesdays are like really busy for me. I finished like last client at 10 o'clock in the evening. But I prefer that because I know Thursday I'm like, no calls, no telephone, or very minimal, you know. And I prefer that rather than having like semi-busy today and semi-busy tomorrow, because if I really want, tomorrow I can just go, you know, South Slovakia and see my mom, and I know that no circumstances, I don't have any calls there, I don't have any meetings, because Thursday and Sunday is the day for me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's taking time and find out what works for you, girls, because we all have a different lifestyle, this different priorities in life. And sometimes, let me tell you the secret, sometimes you find the perfect, you know, something that works, and then something happens and you need to move the house or move the country, and you have to create everything from scratch. So that's also life.
Right. Number 5, you said schedule less.
Yeah, I will fly through this. This is exactly it. You know, I give you like my example again. I used to schedule like one thing after another. Like, people was like, how can you live like this? Like, my sister hated my diary, and it was like one thing after another, you know. And you can do it for a certain amount of time, but you cannot, it's not lasting, it's not sustainable to live like that. So really schedule less, choose what you can say no to. You know, if you are invited for the party and you are saying yes to it just because you want to be a good girl, and you don't want to disappoint someone, or you know, that's what you always used to do, then you're going against yourself. You know, it is schedule less. I think here is very important, to daring to say no to things that don't work for you. And it's not like, no, I hate you, you're a horrible person. It's like, no, with that kind of freedom. It's like, no, that doesn't work for me, but thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. Learn to say no.
Yeah. It's a powerful, it's really great to say no, because then your yeses will have so much more power. And you will say yes to yourself. It's no good to say yes to someone else when you're saying no to yourself. So really, even like before you say yes, even what is very useful is that you don't have to decide straight away. You can say, let me think about it and come back to people. You don't have to say there and then. So buy yourself a time and really see whether it works for you. Because for me, when I say yes, for me it's like I'm committed. You know, I'm, unless something really, you know, God forbid, but you know, I know I always honor my words. So my people know when I say yes, I will be there, you know, and I will be there on time. So for me, my yeses are very is commitment.
There is a message but it's in Slovak. Shall I translate it?
Yes, please.
So it's Maman Solo. Don't know the
Oh,
is this
Marina is with us.
don't know.
You found a way to get a message. I saw you, darling, sending a personal messages to me. I cannot open them when I'm live here, so I'm glad. Sorry, Zuzi, Maťka, read, please.
Right. So she wrote it in Slovak because it's faster for her. So she's saying she's very unorganized and um, a messy person. So she's living in a chaos. So hold on, it's jumping. The planning is really really important for her, and like you said, Lucia, for her particularly in the situation when she is divorcing, children, then visits to the doctors, papers for the divorce. Everything needs to be planned so the time is safe.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Marina. Marina is an amazing lady living in France, and you know, like we all going through big things in life, and the truth is, most of the time, it's just finding a peace of mind in a chaos that we are in.
Mm.
Because you know, if you're anything like me, like I'm picking up things from yesterday, which I didn't have a chance to do because it was just not enough time in a day, and I'm still learning to be rational about my planning. Plus, on the top of it, you know, things move and take a longer time today. Plus, unexpected things come in, which I have to take as a priority on the top of my other priorities, on the top of the urgencies they are ahead already. So, you know, sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like having a sense of humor and go, you know, okay, it's a combination of planning, sense of humor, flexibility, just like, you know.
And what I would maybe say sometimes, if we want to do something that you really want to do it, and it doesn't go the way you want it to, or you get really stressed about it, I think you should just leave it as it is, go either meditate or go for a walk, and come
Yeah.
back to it. And I promise you, it will change. Somehow, something will happen, but it does always, doesn't it? Because when you're pushing it, and if you're in that energy of pushing things, it will never go the way
Yeah.
you want to. Never.
Sometimes sometimes there are
Yeah.
some situations, especially when we've been pushing, that when we relax, take a step back, things will resolve itself. Like
Mm.
we give it a space. It's like a fire, you know, when you're putting the wood. Sometimes you just need a space to breathe and to, you know, to catch the breath and the oxygen, and then the fire goes off. So yeah, that's a very good one, Machi. Thank you very much for that. We are running out of time, so let's just very, very quickly. Number 7, delegate.
Mm-hmm.
How do you use this one in your life?
I'm just reading you. Surely you don't need to do everything yourself. If you get the funds, hire someone to take on some of your tasks. Think of yourself as a job creator helping your local economy. Don't have the money for that? Look to friends, co-workers or family members who might pick up some of the slack, either straight up or in exchange for another task that you're doing anyway. Ask your partner to take on one of your tasks, very important, or ask your kids to chip in a little more with things, true. Try doing things cooperatively, such as childcare or errands or meal making or whatever is on your list. No point in all of us doing all of it. Share, trade, barter again. Barter, bargain. Whatever you can do to make things feel more efficient and fun. Yeah.
Find the ways how I do it. I collaborate a lot with people. Okay, so I from the beginning maybe I spend more time like looking at who is good at what. You know what. I mean, my accountant is great. She's great with numbers. She does things in 20 minutes what would take me a whole day, you know, and I know she's a great person for the job, and I totally delegate my accounts. Yeah. Unless it's something that I really, really have to do it myself because nobody can get into my brain and
Yeah.
remember. You know, it's things like that. It's like, it's really awareness about what you're good at and how you can leverage your skills, your capacity, your passions, who you are, what gives you energy, what you do with lightness and ease. Do that. The rest of it, if you can, delegate. Find the people who that thing will be their natural flow, their
ease.
You know, they will be in ease. It will be their. I just dropped that. It will be their little piece of. We all have a piece of genius in us. It's just we have it in different areas, and it's to recognize and be aware of what is the source of our own genius. That is very powerful thing to have, and then recognize it in others. It really gives us a lot of space for collaboration, for fun, for working with teams in very, very efficient way, and get more done with so much joy. So you know, if you are one of these people who think that you can only do it and you are the best one to do it, maybe sometimes is to consider like, actually let me to see what my husband would be like with this, and maybe it will be disaster. In that case, you will take it back on. What worse can happen? Or maybe he will surprise you, or your kids, or a cleaner, or a personal assistant, or a friend.
Do you know what I'm finding now with the technical things? They are much more clever than us adults, the children. If you want them to do something on computer or iPad, oh my God, I said, here, show me how. So funny.
And they are so proud, and they feel
yeah.
such a good feeling that they can help, you know. Is brilliant. I think we are like under our kids can be utilized much more, and they're happy to do that most of the time anyway.
Oh yeah, and what? Sometimes. Okay, number 8, get more sleep.
Yeah, very important. We cannot be efficient. You probably noticed on yourself, guys, when you're tired, everything takes like because you're dragging yourself to do anything. You cannot focus on simple things when you are really, really tired. So I think it's very important to sleep, and to sleep well. Not only to sleep, because you can spend 12 hours in bed. If you're like just twisting and turning, it's not the same. So have a restful sleep that's like
also
complete.
About the sleeping, I think every single person, some needs 8 hours, some needs 7 or 5. So do experiment, find your time. How much do you need to sleep? Because I'm fantastic with 7. If I'll do 10, that's it. The day just go, like you said, it's horrible. I'm more tired if I sleep longer. So find out your time, how many hours your body needs to function perfectly.
What is
And
optimal for you?
yeah, and number 9, decide to be done.
Yeah, yeah. And this is I think more about mindset. This is about sometimes we just need to put ourselves, our mindset, like it's not like, it doesn't take a long time. Like when I say like visualizing, it doesn't even have a take more energy. It's just that glimpse of like plugging into the feeling, like imagine it's like it's done. And then that gap that is between like now and like is actually physically done, then you just fill that gap. And that is those actions you need to take, or one action you need to take. So when you are coming from that space, like decide it to be done, that's like your conscious decision, like, okay, I'm committed, consider this being done. And then before you
So you
know it, it's done.
imagine yourself it's done,
Yeah.
and then that gap will actually, or some energy will pull you to finish
Yeah.
it.
Exactly like you said, Martinka, you will be pulled to do whatever needs to be done to have that physically.
So is that the
being in
subconscious mind
it's
pushing?
is both like I consciously, yes, both.
Yeah.
I consciously decide for it to be done, like I'm like, yeah, done. This is when I'm talking about myself like a tank, like a machine, like I'm going, like I'm just keep on deciding, this is done, this is done, this is done, and I do it.
So it's interesting because they don't teach us how to work with our mind or power of the brain, isn't it?
No.
And it's
Yeah.
like, you're right, if you imagine something, if you believe something is done, it will actually take
Yeah.
it that way.
And maybe I would give you a bonus one, because we need to go. But Eat That Frog is a great book you can read, and
I
it's
heard,
about
and I
eating
never
ugliest,
that.
biggest frog the first. That means that often we spend the time, and I do it, doing the little tasks because it feels good to tick, 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 because each task take like 30 seconds or a minute, and you accomplish a lot, but you're still procrastinating those taxes that will take you like 3 days. And sometimes you just need to put everything else on side, switch off your phone is important. Like when I do my taxes, there's no way I'm turning my phone on. I will probably disappear for 3 days very soon, because I need to do it soon. And just without distractions, guys, if you focus on this thing only, you'll be surprised how quick you have it done. One thing. And when you eat that biggest frog, whatever it is for you, something that you've been procrastinating for a long time, it will give you fantastic, almost like endorphin feeling that, wow, I've done this, I accomplished this is done. It will give you great sense of pride and accomplishment, and also it will boost your self-esteem, because you again came back to being in integrity with yourself.
Proud of yourself, isn't it?
So you fulfilled on your promise to yourself, which is so important. Is as important as giving and fulfilling on promises to someone else.
So let's just finish and say, whatever we'll do and achieve, guys, you need to thanks to yourself, or just tap your shoulders. Well done for doing that, because you will, yeah, acknowledge that you've done something great.
And remember, guys, you're always enough. Whatever you do, wherever you are in life, however you look like, how many kilos you have, you are always enough. Yes, and there is something else being possible, but always come from that space. I'm enough, and my life is enough, and what I have in my life is enough, and I'm whole and perfect and complete the way I am. So we want to leave you with that. I feel like I was talking a lot, but there was so much we wanted to give you today. So hopefully you found that useful. And for those of you who can also speak Slovak and Czech language, this subject was very much in demand. So we will be broadcasting again in Slovak and Czech language. It will not be all, identically the same because every broadcasting is new and different, but the subject about the time that we will be discussing next Wednesday in Slovak and Czech language as well.
Perfect. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the day and perfect week, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Bye,
See you
guys.
guys.
Take care. Bye.